Well, the Amazing Spider-Verse, as it was once known, obviously defunct by now, but this past week we heard some crazy confirmation of what they were going to do, so I want to kind of bring it all around and talk about the future of Sony. So, essentially, the frozen Osborn head that was deleted from Amazing Spider-Man 2 was actually going to be used as Norman Osborn was going to regrow his body and become the flaming goblin from the Ultimates to unite the Sinister Six and fight Spider-Man.
I feel like we knew this already.
We kind of connected the dots, but Mark Webb officially confirmed it all. And now, here's the thing. How do you handle the Spider-Verse going forward? Like, everything involving Spider-Man. How...
Sony puts it down and they walk away.
Yeah?
That's how they handle it. They just don't touch it.
What else can you say?
That's really the best choice, but I feel like... Okay, so hypothetically, let's say the Venom and Silver and Black movies are all coming out, which I believe Venom will come out. The other one probably not. And maybe Sinister Six will come out, or whatever, Kraven, and... I don't know what other movie they're planning, but...
I wouldn't mind seeing the Mysterio solo movie. Just like him.
Oh, I
like,
would, because it'd be awful.
But like the movie
you can't make
special
a movie
effects
out.
version. Did you ever see that movie from the 80s called Special Effects?
No.
Oh, it got a sequel and then a TV show. I know it was just called FX actually. It was called, but it was just about a special effects artist that uses his expertise to help fight crime. But I don't know. I'd like to see a version of Mysterio as the Spider-Man 2 movie game version of him popularized, where it's he's working in the movie industry. It's like you do it like Unbreakable. It's a very slow origin story, and it ends with him becoming Mysterio.
I think
ready to appear in Spider-Man next year.
Like, I think a lot of these comic book villains could be handled with a cool solo movie. I think you could pull it off if you make it a personal story and all that. But the problem is
you
once
make
again,
it all an origin story like Unbreakable. It would be great. Like
Yeah, but at the same time, it's just another origin story, and no one wants origin stories anymore.
Yeah.
It depends. Nobody wants the same origin story.
Yeah, but they're all the same. Something shit happens, and then they do something. This every origin is basically the same. She boiled it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose.
I'm feeling that way too.
You are right.
Like a villain movie, it's going to be something bad happens and he turns bad. Great, we've seen this 6 times.
Yeah.
I mean, you're right. I mean, the only reason I was pointing to Unbreakable is because I think it's the most original take on the material. Like, they took the first act of what would be the superhero origin movie and just turned the first act into the entire film.
Here's the thing, once again. If we're doing whatever they're doing with the Sony Spider-Verse, right? That doesn't include Spider-Man, or maybe does. I don't know how they stand on that now. Where is there that problem where I think it's a legit problem where they're pitching this, because there's no way they pitch these movies and they don't somehow have to do something with Spider-Man. Like, you'd have to be insane to do this. Like, how... I struggle in my mind to find how they do Venom or Black Cat or any of these villain movies, which are inherently built on Spider-Man existing without Spider-Man. So, in my mind, I feel like they're gonna
need to have him swing by in the background for a scene,
and that's the thing.
And have the villain look towards him and be like, "Why I order? I'll get that, Spidey."
Well,
it's like that.
That's the exact line.
If Stan Lee wrote it in the '60s, that would have been the exact line.
So how are you going to go forward with this universe without touching Spider-Man, or do they dare have a different Spider-Man running around like they did Quicksilver, or like what is the approach you take? Because I feel like they need Spider-Man in this to sell these movies, right? And
I feel like you need to take it organically. Just set it in the start with the Spider-Man solo movies, see which characters are popular and have potential to have interesting stories told, and then possibly develop a spin-off after. But you need to have the character introduced first within a Spider-Man movie, or I just don't care. Simple as that. And again, if the trailer's not amazing and I don't hear good things, I ain't paying to see it at the cinema.
That's always the going thing, and I don't know if I even want to go watch any of this without Spider-Man in it, which is what everybody is going to be saying. You can't run a imagine running a Captain America movie without Captain America. Like, how stupid do you have to be, you know? It's like, what? Nobody wants this shit, you know? It's
just a movie about the Red Skull. It's just a Nazi propaganda film. It's like the Red Skull is amazing, and he's the protagonist of the story. And does anyone really want that? I mean, it might be interesting as a prelude short film to like a Secret War, like Secret Warriors or something movie to come later, but
it's
no.
I don't feel that there's any need for any of this Spider-Verse thing they're building. Like, there is no need for any of it. And if there is a need for it, I want people to let me know in the comments why you think there might be, if you feel strongly about it. Because I don't, in my like wildest thinking of how to make any of these movies good, I can't pinpoint a way to make any of these movies good without including Spider-Man or the MCU.
Which is because there isn't one.
Right.
It's as simple as that.
You know, like to me, when they say Spider-Verse, it makes me think of all the other alternate versions of Spider-Man, and not the other characters.
If that's what they were doing, and they were going to make a Spider-Man noir movie, a Spider-Man 2099 movie, like, I'd be like, you know what? Yeah, I'm down for this.
Yeah, I'm down.
This is the sort of Spider-Man spin-off I'm down with. But
yeah.
Otherwise, I just I don't care.
Why aren't they going out there and saying,
make Madam Web the Samuel L. Jackson of the
honestly,
Spider-Verse?
You could legit make a good 2099 movie or a noir or an alternate take or spin Spider-Man in a weird way that we haven't seen before, and doesn't have to be Peter Parker, but it's a different take on Spider-Man that looks so different that people would go, oh, that's clearly not the same universe, and then spin these characters off of there. Like, I think 2099 would visually be one of the coolest looking superhero movies out there, and you could literally just say 300 years in the future and it's the day of heroes has gone by. Like, all those heroes you've heard about, we don't have to mention them, but you know who they are. And it's like, yeah, so this could be in the future of any movie universe. That's cool, but it's like...
But, I mean, if they did that and they made, like, Spider-Man Noir, Spider-Man 2099, like, if they had, like, a Madam Web character, say, like, Helen Mirren or some established older actress, like, you have her come in at the end of each one as the Sam Jackson, Nick Fury cameo, and then at some point you have the Spider-Verse movie where you have Spider-Man Noir 99, you have Tom Holland, and you put all the Spider-Men together, like... Instead of keeping Spider-Man out of it, you need to embrace the Spidey.
Yep.
But I don't think they can.
Not the Holland
Maybe
one,
legally they can't, but I mean, in a perfect world.
In a perfect world, they wouldn't touch Spider-Verse. But...
In a perfect world, yeah, Sony would just not have the rights anymore.
Honestly, I really want Sony to suck up their pride and fucking come out here and be like, you know what? We're going to give you what you want. Just bring back Andrew Garfield. We know there's still a few fans out there. It's in the same universe. Dude,
I don't think even Andrew Garfield.
So get this. I have so many people on my friends list and people I know that I talk to. They're like, yeah, Tom Holland's movie sucks. I want Andrew back. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But they're like attached.
That was no different to when Andrew Garfield came in. Like, yeah, I want fucking what's his face back. I can't remember his name.
Tobey Maguire.
That's the one, yeah.
There's also inherently more hatred against Tom Holland because he's in the MCU, and that's got to be hated because it's popular. So it's...
Yeah. You know, I still miss Nicholas Hammond from the 1970s.
Oh, I fucking love that Spider-Man.
I loved his little walk that he always did in the suit, like when he was approaching people.
Yep.
Oh, that was ridiculous. Like, he'd stick his arse out and have his hands in front of him. That shit was the best.
Oh, so
he'd just fight gangsters every time because they couldn't afford the budget for real villains. I need to watch that again. We need to riff that.
Oh, God. So... yeah, Sony, let's see what you got to offer with the Spider-Verse that you're building.